Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you guys for hanging out and waiting while I got this started. You know, it kind of, things kind of went the way we expected in this episode, I think, from last week, that this would be like a part 2 to last week, leading into the giant war that's going to happen here with the undead and everything and the White Walkers. It's going to be, I think next week is, I always forget this and I should look it up and then just have it in front of me, but I think next week, Lee, can you hear this music, by the way?
No, but it's making you cut in and out.
Oh, okay. Let me turn it on. I think next week is next week the longest episode ever, or the season, or whatever?
It's longer than the last 2 episodes.
But is it the longest of the season?
I don't think it's the longest of the season. I think the last episode's the longest of the season, or the last 2.
It's like the second to the last, or something like that. That's 82 minutes, and this is like 80 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd definitely be longer, though.
Yeah, I better look it up again, because I always forget. But, yeah, so next week it's going to be so long, and it's going to be a huge war, because it's going to start probably just about right away, and then the whole episode will be a giant fight. I just wonder if it's going to be resolved by the end of that episode, or if it will continue, or, into the next episode. I wonder how they're going to do that. And I have the same curiosity about the very end of the show as well. What do we have? We have 4 episodes left.
Yep.
Yeah, we will get. I'll get the phones working too for everybody that wanted to call in as well. So people wanted to do that. So I will get the number up there, and we'll get calls again. Just takes me a minute. I'm doing a couple things at once. But yeah, I honestly, this episode went the kind of the way I thought it was gonna go. Except for, like you said, you think the first thing that John's gonna tell her is like, hey, we're related, but that doesn't happen until the very end. He just kind of walks away. Everybody's on edge at the beginning, and you think maybe after that is when she's gonna ask him, but it wasn't until the end of the episode. Is there anything that didn't go the way you thought it was gonna go this episode?
I didn't see Arya banging Gendry.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was like kind of random.
Well, but I thought you said that, well, they're gonna get together and everything, so.
Well, I meant like in a way that, not just sex. Like I thought it was gonna be like, because in the very first episode, like Robert says, "I have a son, you have a daughter. We'll join our houses." So in the end, it's like their houses are gonna be joined, but through like a marriage and stuff. I didn't think it was just gonna be like let's do it, I guess, because we're about to die. But as soon as she started talking like that, I was like, oh, that's where this is going.
Well, there's a bunch of dudes out there that were waxing their carrot on that, probably, but because they were like, so there's like dudes obsessed with her.
Obsessed?
Yeah. No, with Arya.
Oh, you're saying there are dudes?
Yeah, there's like.
I thought you said this dudes.
There's like dudes out there that are like,
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's dudes out there that are obsessed with, I don't know, feet and stuff. So.
Yeah, but the thing with her is it's weird. Like, like a lot of guys like the other girls and everything, but there's these really like, nerdy, real chubby guys behind a computer who are just like, Arya's so tough for a girl, and like I want her to rescue me because I'm a weak man. Like, so they were just losing their minds. Anyway, trust me, they're out there. I've seen them. I
don't doubt it.
I've seen them online. It's weird. It's pathetic, but it's wonderful. It's a wonderful thing. Let me test the phone lines real quick because I always have trouble with this tablet. It's a brand new tablet, but apparently just can't handle Skype. Brand new Samsung tablet, new one. Not a good one, an inexpensive one, but it just doesn't work. 347, hello. Hey, 347, you're on the air. What's up? $347?
Hi, we were watching. We just wanted to say I thought the show was great. I really thought it was so emotional.
Yeah.
They're setting you up for everyone dying and carrying as much as possible before they die.
That's what Leah said,
That's
right?
what I said. I was like, yeah, that's what I said. I was like, at least half of these people are probably going to be dead.
Yeah.
Especially, I'm 100% convinced that, like, Jamie's dying. Because it's like, it was for him tonight. It was redemption, 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 redemption. Really nice thing, says a nice thing, does a nice thing.
Yeah, now he's going to have his body chopped into pieces. Yeah, it was good. I don't know what happened to I don't know if that's Skype or me or the caller or what. But yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was a good part. Part 2 to the first episode, because it felt like they kind of split those in half. They could have kept it all one and had 5 episodes, but that would be insane.
What I thought was weird was I still thought we were going to see King's Landing, and stuff. I thought we were still going to see somewhere else where they kept the whole episode in Winterfell, even though you'd think the whole next episode is going to be also in Winterfell.
Yeah.
But, so it's like, are they going to go 2 episodes without doing anything with Cersei? But I don't know. I still think that the dragon and the Night King are going to show up in King's Landing. I think that I heard that theory, and now I was kind of like, and now it's like, I'm still convinced that like the only shot we got of the dragon was in the preview for next week. You see it for like a split second, and I don't believe, like, it's like, oh, we saw it. So it's like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, we saw it, so it must be there. It's like, it could just easily be like, they threw that in there to make you think it's going to be there, but then it's not going to be there. It's actually going to be in King's Landing.
Yeah.
Because you didn't see it. They showed the army. They show the horses. They show his generals. Why don't they show him?
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't show him at all at the end.
Kind of hard to miss a dragon.
You would definitely show him, too, like, at that point, coming there. And, I mean, that's how the season kind of ended.
Wouldn't he have gotten there, like, way before them? Unless he's flying, like, crazy slow, I guess, just hanging out, like, whatever. He could easily have flown to Winterfell and messed them up.
Well, I mean, Bran, the whole point, though, they said, was to lure him out to Bran. So, like, they still have to do that. So you would think he would be hiding.
I think, because that's their plan. I don't think anything's going to go right for them next episode. I think it's going to be bad, bad, bad. Like, all bad. Just bad. I think it's going to end up being bad in every way for them.
You think that it will almost work, but then they'll have to do it again. That's what you would think.
I think that they have a plan, and it's like the obvious answer too. Like, he controls the army, so kill him. And that's like what everybody's been saying forever. Like, it's going to come down to, like, that army is way too big, and every time somebody else dies, that's another soldier. So and he's also the one that created the generals. So you'd think, obviously, if you take him out, since he was the first one and presumably only one created, that taking him out takes out the rest of them. So that's their plan. They thought of that too. So Bran saying, like, he wants to kill me. They're like, use him as bait and then lure him down there. It's like they have this whole plan that it's like, yep, that makes sense. So why would it work?
Yeah, so the Night King...
Why would it go so smoothly? And also, I think, was it Sam? Sam said, like, why would he stop with you? Like, if he wants to... So, like, we found out his goal now. His goal is to have the night never end and to wipe out everything.
Right.
So he could easily... maybe it's not even King's Landing. And like I said before, I don't think that Cersei is going to come out of this whole war with the undead without having ever had to encounter the undead. But he could literally be anywhere. I don't think he'd leave Westeros, but I think he'd be anywhere in Westeros. He could be messing something up. I don't think, like you said when we were watching, you thought he could go to the Iron Islands.
Well, I mean, I think he's going there, King's Landing, but he's going away. He's not going to be there.
He's going to go to the Iron Islands. I don't think there's a point to that.
No, I mean, that feels like the sappy... I mean, why? There's got to be some... You think they'll never see that again? Like, there was no need... There'll be never a mention of the Iron Islands again?
No, I think there will be. Because I think what's going to happen is I think they are going to have to keep going south. I think things are going to get messed up at Winterfell. And tons of people are going to die, and then they're going to end up having to flee.
It always gets messed up at Winterfell.
But yeah. But I think they're going to have to flee. And especially because it's like, and like I said at the beginning of the episode when we started watching, I was like, oh, they are doing the opening scenes.
Yeah.
The ice now is further. The ice was further down between, I think it was like Last Hearth, was that it? And Winterfell. It was like almost at Winterfell. So they're like progressing the ice in the opening sequence. So it's like, are they just doing that one time? Like, I don't believe that. I think it's going to keep progressing, and the only thing to progress next is over Winterfell.
Yeah, I think that you think that they'd want to move to King's Landing anyway because they got to start getting towards the end of this thing. And
I don't think in the end, and I think I said it last week, or I said it before when we were talking about this, I think in the end there's going to be no Iron Throne. It's not going to matter. And we've had visions of like Dany being in the House of the Undying. She's in there and she's in the throne room, and the windows are broken. I think the ceiling's missing and it's snowing. That could be like not just symbolic, snow, Jon Snow, he's actually the real heir. You could take it that way. Or you could take it as, it doesn't matter. Winter is more important. Actually, in the books, and I don't know if they do this, and I don't remember if they did it in the show, but in the books, she actually has a separate vision in the House of the Undying that alludes to Jon and Jon's heritage, even though she doesn't know who Jon is at the time. It alludes to like her brother. It has to do with this blue rose that goes into this whole thing with Lyanna and Rhaegar, and they were at this tourney, and he gave they had like, you remember when, I feel like I'm getting way too into this and it doesn't matter.
Maybe, but whatever.
Huh?
Maybe, but whatever. I like it.
Well, do you remember in the first season when there's the tournament and they give out like a rose, like one of the knights gives a rose to, like, they basically it's like, I forget what they call it. They give it to like one of the, like, whoever they think is like the prettiest girl in the audience. It usually goes to like the queen or a princess or something like that. I think they give it to somebody gives it to Sansa. I think it was the gay knight.
Oh yeah.
So that happens in the past. There was a tourney, and that happens, and instead of Rhaegar giving it to his wife, he gives it to Lyanna, and I think it was a blue rose. And that's sort of like, there's all this other symbology in the House of the Undying that alludes to him in that. So I don't know if they would also then have the symbology of the throne room also be, like that's Jon as well, or if it's just, this is the end, this is how it's going to end, this is what's coming, this is what's going to happen. Because I really don't think there's going to be a throne at the end. I don't think it's going to matter who's the rightful heir, who's this, I think at the end it's going to be things are so messed up. Maybe they've won, like almost all the important people that we care about, maybe they're dead, but it's going to be like rebuild time,
Yeah. Well,
if it ends with them winning, which I don't think, are we really going to watch the show for 8 seasons and then at the end see the Night King win and that's it?
It'd be funny if
I don't think shows generally don't end like that.
The Night King sits down at the throne. If we get the Matrix ending, I'll be pissed. That's what I don't want. Roseanne ending or Matrix ending?
The Matrix ending?
Yeah, the Matrix ending was horrible. Like the whole hey, let's stop fighting now, and we won't, and don't kill us. We'll help you if you help us. Don't kill us, and then it ends.
Well, no, I think it's going to end one way or the other.
Yeah, I think so too, but...
You mean you don't want it to end in a stalemate?
Yeah, that's the worst.
Because that would be stupid, because they just end up back in the same position that they were before, because the Night King never dies.
Yeah.
And I would assume unless he's killed, he doesn't die. So they're like, oh, I'll just wait 200 years and do this again.
You know what would really piss me off is if Cersei didn't die for some reason.
No, she'll die.
I know, but I'm like, please die. Like, I've been just watching.
I think they've wiped out a lot of houses, but I don't think they're going to wipe out the Lannisters. I think Tyrion will live.
Well, remember, I
think he's too popular to die.
I know you were joking, but when they all sat down, you were talking about how the order they'd die.
Yeah.
That's something they would do, but That'd
Yeah,
be...
when they were all sitting down around the fire, I said that there's going to be something, there's going to be fan theories, or there's going to be something at the end of the entire show where they're going to be like, they died in the order that they drank, or they sat down, or something like that, because, yeah.
Or the reverse order.
Yeah, there'll be some shit. It'll come out, watch.
Okay.
I'm not saying that it'll
Watching
actually
the
happen,
Arya sex
like
scene
that's
was
actually
kinda
going to come
awkward.
true, but I'm
It
just
was
saying
like
there's going to
watching
be
My
fan
Little
theories
Sister.
out there, or
I
people piecing
understand the
things
reason
together.
for the scene. Just a little weird for me.
People that do more work than I do. Like, I don't go back and look at that type of stuff.
Movado just donated, and he said, watching the Arya sex scene was kind of awkward. It was like watching My Little Sister. I understand the reason, but just weird for me.
Didn't I say something like that to you?
That's what I said.
I said unless they use some sort of body double or something, like, you know, where they, you know, it's not really her being naked in front of a bunch of people. I said how weird must that be that these people have essentially watched you grow up, you know, like not just cast members, but like the crew, the film, you know, the directors, people filming it, and now it's like, here I am naked in front of all you guys.
That shot from behind could not have been her, right? Like, I saw a shot from behind her where she was all shaped and everything.
I have no idea.
I can't believe that that's her. Like, if anybody, I mean, it was a weird thing. It was weird. I don't know. It was very strange. I mean, how old is she supposed to be in the show? I don't know. Bunch of SJWs freak out. Huh?
I don't even know. Honestly, at this point, I've completely lost track of how much time has actually passed.
Yeah, I don't know how old she really is in the. I could see.
There isn't really in their world. There isn't seasons like there is seasons for us. There's long summers or short summers, and like then long winters. You know what I mean? Like, all right,
Yeah.
so like Arya, Bran, even Sansa and Rob, they had never seen winter before. That's why they're like you ever hear like the phrase like, "Oh, my sweet summer child." It's like, you know nothing.
Yeah.
It's like sort of their way of saying like, you know nothing because you've never even experienced the winter. Like, they never have experienced winter.
You know, she reminds me of since I first saw the show. She always reminded me of remember the girl in Californication, the daughter. She kind of reminds me of that girl.
Yeah, you're right. No matter how much, and like, yeah, it's just that face that no matter how old they are, that's like you still like look like a kid.
Yeah.
So you still have a child face.
But it also reminded me of like random aggressive women's sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, you know, like, I don't know, like, you'd have to be I don't know, you have to be like I've been in a, you know, when you're in a situation and some girl just starts like getting weird, like, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute, like this girl wants to do this. What's happening here? You know, like that. That was a very interesting scene because I think a lot of people have been in that situation. You're like, just, you know, you're not even doing anything, and all of a sudden the girl's like, yeah, so I'm gonna rip my clothes off now.
I mean, they've been showing her like lurking around him and stuff like that, and
yeah,
they had sort of
lurking around him,
they said,
like stalking around him.
They had a sort of relationship, not a relationship, but you know, like they have history, I guess.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess it made sense. It made sense for her.
By the way, I was dead on. She's 23. And that does not look like her in this other movie. I'm watching a trailer that she's in from a different movie, a horror movie. Yeah, she don't look like that. That's got to be a double.
Did you say that Arya was going to die?
No.
Oh, I'm just scrolling the chat.
You did, actually. You said at the beginning, you were like, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if she dies or whatever. But
Arya?
Yeah, I swear to God. I don't think Arya's dying.
Because
no.
Actually, they're even pointing it out in the chat, and it's like the red woman, you know, Melisandre said, like, we'll meet again.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to die.
They're not going to...
She's like our eyes.
At least not in the next episode, but...
I've always thought she's like...
I don't think so.
She's our eyes. She's like the next... She's...
About to get it, man.
Oh, there's a donation coming through.
About to get it, man. Here we go. Oh, no!
Such an emotional episode before death comes next week. I'm so not ready for the emotions. Kidding me. I really enjoyed the Arya and Gendry scene, smirking face.
I bet you did, John Wills. John Wills, thank you for the $5 super chat, man. Thanks for keeping up the Corrupted shows and the Joe Cronin shows and everything we do. John Wills, thanks, man. It was, I'll tell you what, it is weirdly uncomfortable. Like I said, it was uncomfortable because, yeah, it felt weird. Like your sister, like somebody, like you're like, no. Like, I don't know. It was very strange. But at the same time, like I said, it was weird. It was like, yeah, I've seen that before. Right when she started with it, it was like, uh-oh. Like, immediately it was like, yeah, we're going to see something here. This is weird. And he said he was with 3 women. Does that mean he was with 0?
I don't think he was lying.
Really?
I mean, like...
John Wills, I mean, I don't care. I'm just, this is stupid thing.
I was like, why do you care?
I don't know. John Wills, thanks for the $5. Let me see what else we got. Yeah, so you think we'll see, what's her name? Melisandre, is that her name?
Yeah, she says to Varys, I think it's the very last time we see her, I think. She says to Varys something along the lines of, like, they both know that, like, they'll die there or something to that effect. And she says to Arya she'll see her again, and I don't think they've run into each other since she said that. So, yeah, well, yeah, she'll be back. She's also, like, banned from Winterfell, and, like, I don't know, there's, like, all this stuff. I think we'll, yeah, definitely gonna see something of her at some point.
I just wonder when, why? Like, it's...
Maybe she'll appear in that whole prophecy with the Azor Ahai will come true with Jon having to kill Dany to make the sword and stuff, or vice versa even, because I don't know, I guess it could be. So who knows? Maybe she'll show up for that or some shit.
Wait.
Maybe maybe
what did you just say?
Happen.
What the hell did you say kill Dany to make a sword?
Yeah, that's the whole prophecy with Azor Ahai. Remember I was telling you this last week? Apparently you weren't listening.
No, I wasn't. But apparently he's going to have to kill her to make a sword.
All right, so the last time there was a long night, there was like a hero, he's like a legendary hero called Azor Ahai, and that's like the whole thing that like Melisandre was leading Stannis to believe he was.
Right.
And the whole thing was that he tried to forge this sword, and every time he would try to temper the sword, like he tried it in water and it broke, he tried it in oil or something and it broke. And the whole, I think the story, I might have some of this wrong. I think I'm right, but I might have some of it wrong. It's been a long time since I read it, but I believe it was that what he ended up having to do to temper this sword to basically save the world was to plunge it into the heart of his wife. I think her name's Nyssa, and it needed to be tempered in like her blood, like needed to be tempered in blood, and the blood of who he loves more than anything. So, there it is. Yeah, in the chat, Lost Viking wrote, he tempered his sword with water, killing a lion, and then killing his wife. So,
wow.
Yeah, so that's...
So they're gonna
and that's like that's the whole thing with the blade and everything like that. So I was about to say maybe the whole thing does happen where he comes down to kill Bran and they try to kill him and they realize they can't kill him and they need a different type of weapon to kill him, and then Melisandre comes into play. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to marry
I'm just talking
and kill
bullshit.
you.
Who knows?
He's gonna have to marry her and then kill her to make a weapon. Like that makes, honestly, that might happen.
I don't know though, because at the same time you have other things going on that work against it. Like you've got the whole prophecy of Dany never being able to have a baby, and Jon saying like, "Well, who told you that?" Blah, blah, blah. And then, like, so it's like, are they going to go in that direction? If they go in that direction, then killing her doesn't exactly work. You know?
Yeah.
Or maybe it goes the other way. Maybe Dany kills Jon. And instead of it, being the husband, it's the wife that I don't know. But she doesn't really fight, so I don't think that would work.
You think? I don't know. Someone just said they thought that she's gonna kill him.
Yeah, I'm reading that now for the throne. I don't.
She's like obsessed with it. Kinda.
I mean, I know she cares about that throne. And like she said to Sansa, it's like the throne has been her whole goal the entire time. But for Jon, she stopped thinking about the throne to fight this bigger battle because she loves Jon. I think that this is a whole thing, you know, I don't think that she'd kill Jon. I think she's more sensible than that, unless they want to go the route of, look, she is mad, like her father, you know?
Yeah.
But can't think of any time where you'd really think like, wow, she is mad. I think she's been brutal and vicious, but I don't think she's been like to the point where like the Mad King wanted to blow up King's Landing. She hasn't tried to do anything like that. But it's the timing of this was weird. Like, oh, these guys are about to come kill us. Let me drop this huge bomb on you. The way he says it is stupid. Like, why not phrase it with, I just found this out? Because it sounded like it's like like him saying it that way. If you're just Danny walking in on this, the way he says it makes it sound like he's known this forever. So it's like, if it comes off that way, then it's like, oh, you've been deceptive to me this entire time.
Yeah. So
that's worse, because that's way worse than I found this out like yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever, you know. And also, Jon's never wanted the throne. I don't know if that's changed in an episode and they haven't, shown that, but he's never really wanted a throne or to rule or to anything like that. I don't know if his mind has changed or if anything's changed with him as far as that goes. They haven't really shown anything like that. So he could have even finished with, I don't care about the throne. Whatever. I mean, in the end, she could have been like, it doesn't matter. You're still a threat, But at the same time, too, it's like, just get married, make another Iron Throne, melt that one down, and have 2 separate thrones. Like, I don't know. There's a bunch of options.
It doesn't seem like these people think about stuff like that.
Probably not.
They're like obsessed with the throne. And that would kind of diminish the whole damn thing anyway. I thought the whole Wildling saying he sucked Giant's tit for 3 months and that's how he got big and strong was hilarious. Best part of the episode. Jessica.
Tormund?
Yeah. I was like picturing him sucking a giant tit. Oh my god. That was funny. The knighting of what's her name? God damn it.
What'd you say? I was reading the chat.
What's her face got knighted? I can't remember names.
Oh, Brienne of Tarth.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty cool. It wasn't like sometimes those things are really cheesy and stupid and I hate that stuff. But that wasn't bad, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, that was just one of those things, too, that was like...
We'll throw that in there, too, yeah, before we die.
No, I mean, it's one of those... This was like I said a little while ago, Jaime redemption. Jaime's a good guy. Everybody loved Jaime because he's dying next episode. What
if he doesn't die because it's so predictable?
What?
What if he doesn't die because it's so predictable that he's gonna die?
No. I'm pretty sure he's gonna die.
You know what?
There's gonna be a lot of deaths. Like, a lot of deaths. I'm not just talking in general, because there's gonna be a lot of that, obviously. I'm saying, of all the people you saw tonight, main characters, say goodbye to, like, half of them.
You know what really makes me angry? I used to type in Game of Thrones characters so I could remember names because I just am bad with it. And I used to look at everybody's, and it shows their picture and then their name below it. And then you could scroll to the right and scroll through everybody and I could find everybody's names. And now if you type in Game of Thrones character on Google, Google doesn't do the picture anymore. It does like a list of names, like an index. So that doesn't help me. Because then, I can't see the face with the name. I don't know. That has nothing to do with this, but I'm pissed off about it. I'm really upset about this. That always helped me.
Weird thing to be pissed off.
No, I mean, it's all just names. There's no, look at this. It used to be names across the middle and then the picture above. Now it's just names. I don't know. That sucks. That was way easier to find. All shows though too, like other shows. I don't know. Maybe I gotta type in cast. Hold on. Because there's somebody I'm forgetting and I can't remember their name. Oh, there we go. You just type in cast. Okay. You type in characters, you get a list of names. You type in cast, you get the pictures. Okay. But that doesn't... Oh. No, this is backwards. I don't know. It's making me mad. But anyway, so you think the whole next episode, the whole thing's the fight. The whole thing is a fight until the very end.
I'm 99% sure of that. But like I said, I still think it's weird that they didn't have anything of King's Landing in this episode, and it seems weird to go 2 episodes with no King's Landing. We're not even going to look at Cersei or talk about her or nothing. We're just going to... But I mean, I don't know. Things are different this season because this is final 6 episodes, and they're wrapping things up very quickly. So maybe they are doing it that way.
This guy tweeted out, everyone is talking about Arya having sex with Gendry, but is forgetting... that this guy said he drank a giant's titty milk for 3 months. The picture of him.
Yeah, Tormund Giantsbane.
The real feminist icon. People, the memes and stuff that are going on right now on Twitter for this episode are ridiculous. Like, there's some real weird stuff going on. People are crazy, too. You got people, like, cosplaying as characters, like, reacting like they're the character in the show, upset about it. It's like all these people just doing all kinds of weird stuff on Twitter. But, yeah, I like the episode. Again, we thought it's a part 2 to the first episode.
I rather watch porn and not whack off than watching Games of Thrones. It's not my bag, baby. Joe, what kind of pork is your favorite? At Bukake.
Casey is raw, thank you. Appreciate that. At Bukake. Not really in the pork, to be honest. Casey is raw. Rather have some steak. You know, dump some nice some kind of marinade or some steak sauce, ponzu sauce, something A1. Whatever. Not that into pork, though. Although some people consider it the same thing, but no. You made a ham today, Leah.
I did.
I ate your ham.
I made a lot of stuff.
And you know what? The ham didn't give me heartburn, so it's... I'm telling you, you know what? When you get those hams in the store, the ones that are, like, wrapped up, the ones that I always usually buy and throw on the thing and make it, it's like they always give me heartburn. The ham today was like tasted like real food, so it was interesting that it actually tasted good. I usually don't like ham that much. Casey is raw. Thank you though for watching this, despite that. I think we pretty much talked about everything we wanted to talk about. I thought the episode was pretty good. Again, another okay episode. This was more.
Did you want to talk about Ghost?
This was better than last episode, though, I will say. Just because some of the things they did. Yeah, you can't. I mean, like...
Ghost finally making an appearance.
Yeah, everyone was talking about that
sort of.
Last week, kind of. Like, a lot of people said that last week. Where is Ghost?
No, I knew he would be there because when you, like, look at the end at the credits, you could see that, like, they'd have, like, the animating FX, whatever you'd call it, team. And, like, they'd have it, like, in little parentheses, like, say, dragon, and then, like, a bunch of them said wolf. So it's like, oh, all right, yeah. I mean, they're not going to go the whole last season without showing Wolf. They haven't shown him in like 3 years or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might have just been 1 year.
We talked about this a lot, I think, last week, but somebody, BP Matador said, does Leah think Bran is the Night King? And we thought he was connected to him.
I think there's a connection, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not convinced. I'm not sold on that yet. But yeah, I mean, there is. I feel like there's.
Either way,
what did Bran say tonight that he wants to erase him because he knows, like, he's part of like, he knows history and he wants to like, he's part of like everything and he wants to erase that.
Yeah, it was weird. He kind of indicated that in a way, but the thing is, it could be either or. But even if it's not, the same results would happen. You know, like they still have to, like, probably the same results. We always thought maybe they try to kill the Night. See, I always thought they try to kill the Night King. It's not working for some reason, and maybe even Bran feels it or something. Then they realize they have to kill Bran to kill the Night King.
They're not gonna kill Bran.
But that's what I always thought it was. That's what I thought. And whether that's because he's the Night King or because he's got some kind of thing, but that's the whole, like, that's literally the what that's been done so many times in so many different shows and stuff. You know, like kind of like the Harry Potter connection with Voldemort.
You mean that he's a Horcrux?
Yeah, that type of thing. It's been
Voldemort.
It's been done so. That's the Matrix thing too. You know, like Neo's like, oh, I've got to go die now so I can. You know, it's this sort of that same. I don't want it to be that simple. So I'm hopefully that's not it. But if he was the Night King, that'd be interesting. But again, it'd be the kind of the same thing, like you said. I don't know. And maybe. So there's 4 episodes left, right? I keep saying this, but this is right. Okay, so like what if you had in the next episode is the battle or whatever, right? And the battle is horrific and everything, and then by the end of it, they realize it's not working out. They're not gonna win. It seems all is lost. And then the episode after that is Bran doing the whole like time travel thing, or the whole like going back.
I don't know about the time travel thing, but yeah, I don't think things are gonna work out.
Not time travel, but you know what I mean. Like he's going back or something. It's like an episode with just him almost.
You think there's gonna be an episode with just him?
Not just him, but focused.
I was joking, Joe and Leah, but people got butt hurt.
Oh, Casey is raw. What's up? Yeah, I knew you were joking.
Joking? Wait a minute. About what?
I don't know. Whatever he said a minute ago about the pork and stuff like that.
I didn't hear it. Was it a
Oh, it's a donation. Yeah, I didn't really read it out loud. Yeah.
I didn't hear it then.
Well, you know, basically he was saying he wanted to fornicate with the Night King. And then, like, take a... Well,
what does that have to do with pork?
I don't know. I don't remember what they said. I got a crazy headache, so I am all jacked up right now. Like, I'm talking right now, and I'm tortured at this moment. I have a migraine, and this medicine that I took isn't working. My head just is killing me. Let me see what else we got. Casey's raw though. Thank you, Casey, for the donations, man. Need all that support to keep because if you are the Lord of Lights, you're gonna wonder why he brought back 19 times just to watch you die when I chuck you over this fucking wall. I read that as a question and then realized it was a quote from the show.
Yeah.
And then I just continued to read it awkwardly. He will erase all history, says Ginger and Juice. The connection was revealed in this episode. The Night King sees him as the most powerful force, stopping him on his quest to kill all life. Yeah. I mean, how come more people weren't like, what the fuck are you talking about, Bran? Like, how come they were just like, oh, I guess he knows? Like,
I guess I think they just accepted at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Even at that point, Danny's like, all right. But I think, like...
And then apparently sits down and talks with Tyrion, but...
Yeah.
Tyrion, it's Diablo 3.
That's gonna probably come up at some point, maybe later.
Yeah, but it's like... And I know that's probably why they did it, but it's just weird. Like, you didn't tell everybody this? You didn't... Like, nobody said, like, what the hell are you talking about?
No, I think he has.
Has he really? Has he said, like, hey, listen, I see shit?
I do think it's come up. Like, I think in a way, you know, like they understand what he does and stuff. Like he's told them stuff and.
I don't know. I just feel like I haven't.
I don't think everybody just walks around going like, oh yeah, that's just Bran, our weird brother. And you know, like they were like, what? You know, like I'm sure they were like, what's happened to you? Where have you been all this time? Like, why are you like this?
Yeah, but they still don't quite say like, you know. I don't know. I feel like people would question him more like, hey, what do you know? Like, what is going on? How do you know this or that?
They do.
What, are
they
you
ask
like,
him tonight.
Are you a friggin' wizard? Like,
Arya asks him tonight if the fire, this whatever they call it, will kill him. And remember, Bran's like, I don't know. Nobody's ever tried it.
Rocky Punk says, hey, have you heard the theory that Jaime is the prince who was promised?
I have.
What does that mean? I have no idea what that is.
It's another prophecy thing.
That's real?
God,
Or these?
I forget this one.
It's probably a theory thing, or is it like?
Well, they mentioned it at one point because it's like there's the prince who was promised. I think they mentioned it last season when they meet, because it's like, it's a Valyrian prophecy, I believe, but the word in High Valyrian or whatever that means that they translate as prince could also mean princess.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There's a bunch of things that have to occur. God, I can't remember it.
It's all right. It's not a big deal, but I did hear some.
I think it's something.
People throwing
part
it
of it's
around.
like something like born under a red star or some shit. Hold on, I'm looking it up because I want to remember now. Oh, that is the whole. Wait a minute. That's okay. That's the thing that it coincides with Azor Ahai. That thing I was telling you before.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, it says, according to the prophecy, this figure would be born amidst salt and smoke and pull a sword named Lightbringer from flames, which they would use to combat an impending darkness. The prophecy was originally written in High Valyrian, and this led to a mistranslation as the nuances of that language were forgotten over the centuries. In High Valyrian, the word that corresponds to prince is gender neutral, so the correct name for this prophesied savior is the prince or princess that was promised.
Uh-oh, someone's hurt upstairs.
But
also,
yeah, so that would be the whole. That would be the prince who was promised. Would be the reincarnation of Azor Ahai.
Okay. Well, it sounds like is that Finn? Is he hurt? Is he crying?
Yep.
What's the matter, buddy?
He said Melly hurt his head.
Oh no.
Go to bed, and it wouldn't happen.
A lot of people are saying to me, talking about the WWE house show that aired on the network. I know I didn't cover it, guys. For the people looking for that, I'm gonna watch it and then do a review of it on my own in a little while. But I'm gonna go live and do my gaming stream on the main channel. And anybody else want to ask or have an idea about tonight? Feel free to leave it in the comments or drop a super chat, a donation, or whatever you want to do. Other than that, that's about it. I think I liked. I don't know. I don't think I liked last week or this week any better, really. But this week, I think a lot of people kept saying the word emotion, so a lot of people felt like emotional about this episode more than last week, obviously. But other than that, it's the same thing. It was literally as expected. They did a part 2 to the opening episode, and next week we're gonna get chaos. And next week's the show where, I mean, when we do a review after next week, like that's gonna be crazy. Like I believe next week's review, I mean, we're gonna be like, what the shit? Probably, or maybe not. Maybe only Jamie will die. Imagine if only Jamie died. That will not happen. Everybody will die. I don't think Arya's going to die. And that's about it. That's the only person. And maybe like only Arya is the one that I'm like, I don't want her to die. Just about everybody else could die. And I'd be like, oh yeah, kind of saw that. But I don't know what it is. I think Arya, I feel like Arya's been my eyes. Like I've been living through her in this whole show since the very beginning. She's the one where you're like, really, she's really this underdog, but she's our perspective, I feel like, since the beginning of this show. So I think that's why I feel that way. I like a lot of the characters, obviously. But that's about it. I think we're going to get out of here. Put some kids to bed, back to bed.
I think I'm going to write a list of the people I think are going to die next week.
Yeah.
And see how close I get.
Ginger and Juice says when Jamie dies, Arya will take his face.
Maybe.
You think she'll take his face and then go and kill Cersei?
maybe. I mean, she's gonna be killed by the little brother, but I still think that she could possibly die because of the baby. Although I'm starting to question her pregnancy now. I feel like she should be a lot bigger, a lot more showing, whatever. I don't know, though. We'll see. I don't know really how much time's gone by.
Yeah, the show's a better build-up than WrestleMania. Well, yeah. You know what I mean? This show has great writers. Of course it does. But you know what, though? It's always great. It's always about writers, man. That's what it's always about. When you look at, even when you look at Star Trek Discovery, that show is an empty soul of garbage. But when you look at Star Trek The Next Generation, especially the 5th, 6th, and 7th seasons, but all of them really, but the 5th, 6th, and 7th seasons, that show had the same characters. They kind of kept them in character still on The Next Generation and Star Trek, and they told really amazing stories in that last season for them. So that and that was the writers. I mean, the actors are great, right? But I mean, again, that's the writers. So it comes down to writers and the material they're given and the ideas they're given and what they're writing with. Now, this show's different though because again, the writers are taking what they basically already have. They're taking 80% of the damn source material is happening in the movie. So how do you have room to shine as a writer when basically everything's written already? So you take what's written already and you tweak a few things and whatever else. But now, you're really going to find out how good they are because now you're going to see, almost everything is being completely done from the ground up by them. Unless George R.R. Martin has half a book written we don't know about or almost all of a book written. I know that he's told them, what he's going to do and told them where everything's going and the whole idea of it. I get that. But if they're operating from, no pages with just the basic idea of what happens, yeah, that's interesting. That's what I'm interested in. Anyway, guys, I'll see you over for possibly my gaming stream if it ever starts. If this headache just goes away, because right now I just feel like I've been run over. But next week's going to be really exciting. Thanks for listening to the review. Thank you, guys. Hope you subscribe if you're new. Thank you, guys. See you more. What's up, shit? Shout out to everybody who's over in England who stayed up late to see the premiere of Game of Thrones. Good night to my UK family. Tally ho, Shid, you son of a bitch.